Friendly faces, heavenly places, they seem to call to me.
Aloha everyone, Iwalani here in the Iwalani's Healing Garden. You know what, I've been wearing this all day, all morning, every day. So I'm going to be brave because I've already taken my temperature. You can see here, I have the wipes and the hydrogen the Clorox, the Lysol. I mean, my list goes on and on because I need to be safe. I'm 70 years old and living is life to me. Being protective is everything to me. I want to see years and years and years of family and friends. And I want you to do the same thing too. Today is something really important for me to share. I have a wonderful dear friend, and actually we're related through marriage. And more ironically, she lived on the next street over. We attended the same school. We graduated from Campbell High School. We caught the same bus. And throughout the years that we always kept in touch via Facebook, as you're watching me now, or through family parties. She's been through medical school. She's retired as a nurse. She's worked the community. She kept her family healthy and happy. And one great day, it's not a great day, I'm going to say an awful day. She was told that her son had COVID. This wonderful woman, as a mother, I cannot even imagine what she went through. Now, for those of you out there, you see it in the news, you see it in all kind of advertisements about people not doing their diligence, yeah? But when it starts hitting really close to home, think about it. This is nothing to take lightly. And when I was reading all of her posts, you know, I would cry because I just couldn't fathom the idea of a mother going through this, or any of you as family and friends to endure this horrific bacteria that's going around in our island. You know, we are all affected by this physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Who, in my 70 years thinking that the island was going to go through this kind of a devastation, hotels being shut down, restaurants, people can't go to work, people are struggling to pay their bills. But you know what? Let me go no further and let me share with you my dear, dear friend, Pegee Romero, as I know her. Thank you, Pegee, for coming. We got to keep our distance.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad I caught you, you know, being here at the garden today.
You know, I know it's been a struggle for you in many levels. I know you're supposed to be enjoying retirement, not thinking that what you're going through now, because you've had your own surgeries. Tell me about the kind of surgeries you've had.
Well, I've had 8 hip replacements, 2 knee replacements, a tumor removed from my thyroid area, and another tumor that was removed from under my tongue. Luckily, though, it was benign. Both of the tumors were benign. And I have been surgery-free for the past 2 years now.
Surgery-free,
Yeah.
but now you have become the caregiver. And
I have become the caregiver of my caregiver. Every time I had an orthopedic surgery, or whatever surgery that I was having, my son Kobe, who lives with us, took care of me. He and my husband were the ones that took care of me when I got released from the hospitals, you know, bathed me, fed me, cared for me, and took me to the doctors, yes.
so you're going through a lot of trials and tribulations right now.
Well, you know, at this time presently, not so much now, but prior to today, you know, when Kobe was first diagnosed with the COVID-19, it was a very dark time in my life, you know, my whole family's life. We were devastated. He was hit by it so hard. Everybody who gets the COVID-19 will get it at a certain level of severity. Unfortunately, Kobe got his at a very high level where he couldn't breathe, his body was weak, he had a fever that wouldn't break, he was getting delusional, you know, things like that. Yeah.
So look right into the camera and say, who is your son? Because some of them have no idea who is Kobe that, you know, I know because it's been on the news, it's been on the Facebook, but you are the mother of Kobe.
His name is Lee Jacob Torda, but he goes by Kobe, and he is my youngest son. He is my youngest son out of 6 children.
Yes, and he was the one that was on all the news.
Yes.
And being the bartender
at Waikiki.
In Waikiki, because that's where all this action was going on, and people not being mindful of covering themselves or being more protective. So what's your take on all of that, Pegee?
Well, you know, at the time that the virus hit, it was very new to us. We didn't know what protection we had to do, you know, and him being a bartender and being in a hot tourist spot in the middle of Waikiki, he meets all kinds of people. People from all over the country. And while he was sick, Iwalani, I had no idea how big his family, his friend circle was. There were hundreds of people that contacted us and wanted to, you know, gift him and, you know, pray for him and just send him cards and everything. But at that time, we weren't prepared for the virus hitting us that hard. And we didn't think that he would get hit that hard. But he got sick and he said, "Don't worry, Mom, I'm gonna kick it. It's just the flu." Well, by the time the 7th day came, he could hardly breathe. He was gasping for air. And I could see that his nails, his fingernails, were not getting good circulation or oxygen because they were kind of bluish. Yeah. And that was when I said, you know what, we got to go to emergency.
And when you took him to emergency, they took him in right away, right?
They took him in right away because they knew how difficult, what a difficult time he was having breathing. And when they took his oximeter count, it was in the low 70s already. And they took him in the back. Within 15 minutes, the doctor ran out and told us that we have to intubate him. And I said, "What?" And she said, "Yes, we have to intubate him. He's not getting enough oxygen."
Now, luckily, you've been in the medical field. You've been in the medical field as a nurse for how many years?
47.
47 years. 47 years. Now, if you were not mindful and protective that way and saw symptoms and check his nails and his temperature.
You know, I wish I persuaded him to go in sooner. Maybe it would have saved him from being intubated, you know. Because I'm telling you, Iwalani, it's not a pretty picture when you see your child in a corpse fashion with a tube in his mouth and laying so still. It was the most hurtful sight I've ever seen of my child, you know.
And the most hurtful is that for how many days you couldn't even go in the hospital, near the hospital?
We didn't. He got discharged in 69 days, yeah. So we got to see him on the 68th day to get the at-home care lessons.
And he could go home with you.
Yes.
And I'll be right back. Keep that thought. Can you imagine 69 days in the hospital? I'll be back. I really want to thank the Juvatex sanitizer that's portable. You can go and sanitize everything around you. So again, the Juvatex portable UV sanitizer. So please remember, this is really, really important. And again, to Kobe, yes, the pineapple, to please give it to him.
Oh my God,
yes.
he's going to be so happy. I got 2 lays for him from Auntie Iwalani.
Yes. So
Oh,
again,
God.
family and friends out there, the Juvatex portable UV sanitizer. Don't forget, this is so important. Everywhere you go, in your car, wherever you sit, not on your body, but just all around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For me to bless. Thank you, Mrs. Sweets. This is amazing and delicious. You should try it. Aloha. I'm going to ask all of you to please be mindful, okay? Drink lots of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I'm going to ask Peggy now to remove the mask because us 2 old people over here, we can hardly breathe. We've been through this, all day and days and days and months, and thus it's good that we're home, that we don't have to wear the mask sometimes. But in an
Exactly.
open air garden, I like to think because all the sanitizing and spraying and everything were free. And because we are mindful, more than some of you out there, I know I'm going to continue to be healthy, but you just never know. So go ahead, Peggy, go drink and take off your mask and drink some
I know,
water.
and we are 6 feet apart, so it's okay. Normally, I'm very diligent, as you would say, and about having the mask on all the time and being 6 feet away.
Yes.
And because I'm not only protecting myself, I'm protecting people around
Oh,
me.
absolutely.
Yes.
I think you use a very nice word, diligent. I like to say paranoid. You become paranoid. You know what I mean? Look at me, hello. You don't think I want to live long time, with my false eyelashes and everything. So we need to be healthy. We need to. I'm laughing. I don't want to take this lightly, but we got to add humor into this madness. I mean, really madness, because
it
I've
is a
never
madness.
thought
We
it would
live
be.
in a pandemic era.
No.
Never would I have thought to, Iwalani. I thought that maybe my children would,
Yes.
or my grandchildren would, but never would I have thought that we would live in a pandemic era, where you have to wear a mask, you have to wipe down everything at home, you have to stay within your family circle and, be in home confinement, only to protect yourself and those around you.
It is. I feel this is a horrific nightmare, a movie that I'm going through. I mean, hello, I've
Right.
always wanted to be an actress, but not this way.
Yeah.
To wear all this stuff and not go to any social events. But I'm really, really, really diligent about wanting to be safe and healthy, because you've gone through extensive surgeries. I have gone through 2-time cancers. And so we cannot afford not to be healthy and not to surround yourself, or like Peggy said, to be in this bubble of safety. That's what we need to do. Now tell me more about Kobe. What I read on Facebook, he lost how many pounds?
Well, when he got admitted into the hospital, Iwalani, he was 235 pounds. When they woke him up from his coma, he was 150 pounds. So he lost a lot of weight. Today he's about 204 pounds. He has gained a lot of the weight that he lost, but he's still trying to regain the muscles that he had before, because he worked out at the gym, played volleyball, went to the beach, did hiking, mountain climbing with his friends, and so he's trying to regain that. And sometimes I would catch him staring out into space, and I know he's thinking, this is not the life I want. I want my life back.
You also mentioned that what he is going through, he doesn't have that 100%, his breathing back.
Right. His lungs had developed ARDS, which is the adult respiratory distress syndrome, and it has scarred a lot of his lung tissue. So right now his lungs condition is of an 80-year-old man. he's slowly coming back. You know, he's on oxygen 24/7. He sleeps with it on. The only time he takes it off is when he takes a bath. He sleeps with it on. He does his exercise with it on. He goes out with it, you know, when he goes down to the doctor or the PT, you know. But he's going to be on that for at least a year and a half.
Well, you know, that's the reason, Peggy, I'm so, so happy. You've educated me so much. We're only getting tidbits on the news or when the governors were saying, you know, wear your mask, do this and that, or the mayor, and people are talking about it. But listening to you, they don't understand the severity of it all when somebody gets it. You know, I mean, this interview with you is phenomenal. I've learned so much from you because now it's even giving me a bigger insight of how you out there got to take care of yourself and to continue to educate, because health is first, yeah? Health is wealth. Yeah? If we don't have good health, what do we have? Exactly what Kobe said. Mom, I want to do all the things that I used to do and I cannot. And we don't know when he's able to.
Right.
You
He's
know?
slowly coming around though,
Yes.
you know. He's cooking again.
Nice.
You know, luckily my sons are good cooks and he's a very good cook. He likes being in the kitchen. He likes doing new recipes and he likes cooking dinner and lunch for us. So he's cooking again and he's slowly cleaning out outside in the yard, raking up, weeding and things like that, dragging his oxygen tank with him, you know. And he, you know, like I said, Iwalani, he wants to regain his life again. You know, the COVID will leave you with some PTSD because when you're in a coma, like when he was in a coma, he woke up. You know, society was not the same. People, the nurses, the doctors, everybody was wearing PPEs, you know, PPDs, protective covering,
Okay.
you know. They had mask on, double mask, double gown on, you know, gloves and everything. And he was wondering, you know, why, you know, and then he was told that the island was under pandemic ruling.
That is extremely shocking.
It was very shocking.
You know, if that
to
happened
him.
to me, I would think I was in space. That's,
Right.
you know, somebody, some alien captive caught me and put me out in space with, you know, with all this mass and
Yeah.
double up and everything else. I mean, that was something to really freak you out, you know? And being young, how old is he?
Well, while he was in the hospital, he was 37, and then he turned 38 in May in the hospital.
So very young, and like you said, now his mobility and his lungs and everything has doubled up into an 80-year-old. Did I hear you say that right?
Yes.
That is
Yes.
extremely sad. That is heartbreaking.
He still gets a lot of coughing spasms, especially when he's doing his exercise, you know, his physical therapy. And it's really heartbreaking to hear him cough, hack, coughing, you know, and then, you know, needing his inhaler and his cough pellet because he's prescribed these cough pellet that takes effect pretty fast. So when he takes it within 5-10 minutes, the coughing will stop, you know. But I mean, when he has those spasms, it's really pitiful, you know.
It is. You know, Peggy, oh my gosh. I remember we were just, well, I was a freshman catching the bus with you and everything. And how old is that freshman? 14 years old?
Yeah.
And now I'm 70, we're 70. And I'm thinking, you know,
No,
I never.
I'm going to be 72 in 4 months.
Oh, big deal, yeah. Don't push it. So the thing is, we've had such a great relationship, and I want to thank you for even coming and sharing your story here, and especially in Honolulu, where we were raised, and so people can understand how the seriousness about this. I mean, you've always supported me over the years. We've always had great connection with family and friends. We did the hula together.
I know, and we used to go to your dad's TV shop and help clean up, you know, and I was just amazed with all the TV consoles he had and the repair section of the shop where he fixed all the TVs, you know.
Sweet memories.
I even remember my dad taking our TV there to get it repaired.
Yes, I mean, our community here in Honouliuli was a tight
Yes,
community.
yes.
And when we say, you know, where's Honouliuli? Is that a neighbor island? No, it's in our own island. And we took pride in being Honouliuli because we're our own community. And then we had the Eva Plantation, and then we had the Eva Beach. So when you're Honouliuli, we all knew each other. We're like one big ohana, and that was really, really nice. And especially the Tanaguchis that had all the Ilima farms and everything
Exactly,
out there. I
right.
mean, that's where all the beautiful Ilima would come by. And you know what? Talking about all that beauty, I will be right back. Aloha, beautiful friends, ladies out there. Remember, the day cream and the night cream is really important. You know, I'm always out here in the sun. You know, and in the evenings when I like to put on my makeup, I put in all of these moisturizers on my face. It is extremely important. I don't want to look 70, but I'll take 65 for me to bless. Aloha. Hi, I'm back again. You know, I was thinking, and I'm going to tell you my own therapy and my own way of healing, okay? Because, you know, I'm a socialite. Come on, you know me. I'm always out and about and going to people's parties. And this COVID thing can really get us down. And some of us, you know, we go through depression, or because of this, you know, your anxieties, you can get a heart attack, which is even worse. So many other things. So learn to dance, learn to laugh, learn to tell jokes. But then be mindful about protecting yourself. That's even more positive. Let's have a positive, you know, mindset to be, have gratitude in life. You know, think about beautiful things in life. That's the reason why I think my life is going to live longer, because I surround myself with beautiful things, beautiful people. I love to laugh. I laugh at myself. I laugh at my eyelashes, whatever it may be. I mean, you know, if things going to happen, it's going to happen. But do your work, family and friends out there. You know, do your diligence. Let's make this joyful, because if we kill the negative, that's half of it. Because that's when the COVID can come in and everything else can come in. You know, the cancer or the heart attacks or the this and the that. Let's make it positive. And when you go out there, yeah, wear the mask, do everything. But again, I'm not a medical doctor. I just do this holistically for myself. But someone that has been in the medical field, Pegee, take over.
Iwalani is what she's saying is very true, and I'm sure that, you know, the COVID has depressed a lot of people, because, you know, it has shut down their way of life. You know, you're not able to have gatherings, you're not able to be with your family, you have to be in home confinement. But there are other things that you could do, especially in your home. Now is the time, I'm telling you, because this is what we've done. We have decluttered our house. We've cleaned out all the closets. We've gone through our boxes and boxes of pictures. Yeah, I've weeded out all my Christmas decorations. Yeah, and I've made them into sets where I can give them to my daughters or my sons' wives, you know. And don't let it overcome you. Don't let it bring you down, because right now we're in this together. You know, we're in this together. It's not just you, it's not just them, it's all of us. It's all of us, and we need to support each other and hold each other up. And I think you're right, Iwalani, you know, because a lot of people do get depressed and they feel like, oh my God, is this the end? You know, is this how I'm going to die? Is this how my life is going to end? No, it's not that way. You can make it the way you want it to be, you know. It's only you can make yourself happy.
Amen. Yes, we are what we create, and I'm going to create happiness.
Right.
Happiness. I know we're all suffering out there, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. I cannot even imagine with the stores and different companies having to shut down, you know, their livelihood. It's a mess. But if we all work hard together and kill this horrible bacteria, whatever it's called.
We need to overcome it rather than having it overcome us.
Yes,
you know?
Let us do our part. Instead of the numbers rising, let's bring it down, kill it, and move forward in a positive way. Let us all be happy, because Hawai'i is a place, it's paradise. Yeah, it's paradise. This is a place where everybody wants to be happy, want to come here, and we're dependent on people around the world seeing how we live and seeing how we are. And remember, aloha. is not only a word. Aloha is an action. I'm depending on you, family and friends out there. Give that action and know that you are blessed in so many ways. And let's take advantage of being blessed. I do. I'm blessed for me to bless. Woohoo! I'm so grateful.
You know, you're right, Iwalani, because, you know, Hawaii is, although our numbers are rising, it is not as bad as some other states, and you know what states they are, you know, but we need to try to nip it in the bud, you know, because we can do better. We can. You know, our people are very family oriented. So we try to bring the numbers down, and if you can, get tested, because you don't want to be a silent carrier. You don't want to go around having that uncertainty, thinking, am I positive? Go get tested. Have your doctor. You don't even need to have symptoms. You can be asymptomatic. Just tell your doctor, you know, I'm having a little dry cough at night, or I'm losing my smell and my taste. Those are symptoms enough. You can go get tested, you know, and because you don't want to walk around and think that, I wonder if I am positive and I'm spreading it to my family, my children, my friends, my neighbor. You know, kill that uncertainty and go get tested.
That's a good message. And for me to bless, and for the auntie of Honouliuli, would you give this to Kobe? Please?
Oh, I will.
Yes,
I
with a lot of
will.
love and hugs and everything. And don't forget, sanitize everything around you with all these other
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
Keep
and
it
be
up.
happy, smile, give it away. It's for free. Yeah. Yes, and please, you know, I'm going to open up with the Iwalani's Foundation Women Warriors of Hawaii. And I want all of you to join in. Please join us, because we want to go around the world, spread the message of health and wellness, and to be beautiful from the inside out. Please join me. I'm going to post it soon. The Iwalani Foundation Women Warriors of Hawaii. I'm depending on you.
Right.
And no matter what sort of difficulties and how painful it is that we go through the experience, if we lose hope and dreams and not utilize this real disaster, then we have no growth. So let me say it directly how Dalai Lama, because these are great things that we should live by. And I think its tragedy should be utilized, yes, as a source of strength. No matter what sort of difficulties and painful experiences that we go through, if we lose hope, then that's our real disaster. And like they always say,
So true.
and
So
they always
true.
say, and I like this other one when they say, when you fall and you don't get up, that's your fault. Yeah, when you fall down, you need to stand up. Because if you don't stand up, that's your fault. So, you know, I never realized when I was going through so many adversities and struggles in my life, I thought I was doomed. But you know what? It has also made me a better friend. I like to think a better mother, a sister.
Woman, and
a
you know
woman.
what? All the tribulations you say that you have been through, I've been through many of them too.
Oh, I
and
know.
you know, it's character building.
Thank you.
Builds up your character, and it makes you the warrior that you are. You know.
We are. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you again for watching the Women Warriors of Hawaii. And don't forget to join our page, okay? The Iwalani Foundation, Women Warriors of Hawaii. God bless all of you. Aloha.